A year ago today, to this date, I was admitted to the hospital because I could barely walk and barely move. And today I'm walking in heels, I might add. I'm very excited about that. Me being admitted to the hospital for the first time. Mainly because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get out of bed the next morning because my knees and shoulders were burning. I felt like they were on fire. The joint pain was so bad that Jesse had to lift me up off the couch to even walk to the car. So I was admitted, they did all sorts of tests. I had no idea what was wrong with me because unfortunately you can't test for what I have. It's I guess a disease of, or a diagnosis of exclusion. So I have a rare autoimmune disease. And I was on all kinds of drugs that I hated that affected my body in terrible ways. And every time I told someone I had any sort of joint pain, they told me I needed to try acupuncture. Mind you, I have a huge fear of needles, so I really didn't want to come until my husband dragged me. And today I'm almost as good as new, I'd say, in most of my Western medicine, I guess you call it. I'm not taking much anymore, which is good. In my recent trip to my rheumatologist, we discussed lowering my current dose, and I totally credit that to meeting Dave and coming to First Health and trying acupuncture. The first time I came in, I was really nervous. My husband came with me. Dave took us into one of his rooms, and I got all ready on the table, and we were chatting like it was any other day, any conversation, and Dave leaned over, and I felt a tap on my arm. And I asked, did you just stick a needle in me? And he said, yep. I'm like, okay. So, I'm sweating, a little freaked out, but I couldn't feel it. So he continues to put needles, my arms, knees, feet, spots that you would think would cause excruciating pain if you were to get stuck with a needle there. Mainly the top of the foot. I was nervous about that one, but no pain. Didn't feel anything, and it was fine. I just kept hearing how wonderful acupuncture was for coworkers, friends, family that had tried it, mainly for joint pain, because that's what I was mostly suffering from. And I bit the bullet and I did it, even though I was scared out of my mind. But it worked out in my favor. I'm walking without limps anymore, and actually a lot of my blood work has come back normal now, and I credit that to this as well for getting my insides back to normal. When your immune system is sort of attacking yourself, you need to start somewhere. So I was on heavy medication for a while, and I really didn't want that to be the answer to everything. So trying acupuncture, I've integrated the two together. So I do still take a daily injection, which I'm discussing with my rheumatologist to reduce that. Hopefully, who knows, maybe every other day, down to 0, hopefully, eventually. I'd mentioned going to acupuncture to my rheumatologist, and I got up, well, yeah, you can try it. Some people do that. And he wasn't against it by any means, and I think he realizes it can be very helpful. And my last appointment in there, we were chatting about how I was doing and how I felt, and he looked at me and pretty much said, oh, so this is just a social visit? Because there was really nothing visibly wrong with me, and people don't look at me and think I'm sick anymore. I couldn't even do activities of daily living. I couldn't shower by myself, because it's really humbling to not be able to do the things that you take for granted. So I don't take anything for granted anymore. The people at First Health of Andover are amazing. The staff, I've seen everyone on the acupuncture staff because, I frequent the place like it's my second home. And it's totally worth my drive because I'm not exactly down the street, but coming here, I know I'm gonna relax for a good hour and pretty much veg out and dream off into La La Land. It's wonderful.